the Anthony Cumia quiz here. Okay.
Oh.
All right. So Aaron Imholt is the host of
Steel Toe
Morning Show. Okay. Oh, okay. So my next question is, that's the lead up. Who hosts the Steel Toe Morning Show?
Aaron Imholt.
It's in and out. But when he was working with
easiest Jeopardy ever. Your version of Jeopardy is very easy.
What's your take on him? I'm just curious. I know you started paying attention more to this Dabbleverse stuff lately.
Yeah.
People are starving for this shit.
Oh, I know. I didn't know who Aaron was from A Hole in the Wall. Apparently, Bob Levy and Aaron did a show at some point in their lives, and that show was supposed to have, I think they sent an audition thing in for Compound Media, the two of them, like together, and I don't think I ever saw it. I don't remember ever seeing it, and I think maybe Keith looked at it and was just like, yeah, this isn't a show we want to have. And I'm like, okay, but I never heard of this guy. Apparently he was a big fan of mine, O&A, over the years. And then when all this shit went down with his wife, I did do their show once when his wife was on, him and April. And I'm like, okay, then I'll do your show. Fuck it. And we talked with Pleasant. We had a good time. April seemed nice and she was pretty, you know. Yeah. And then all this shit busts loose that she's doing coke with this lawyer guy, this like fucking weird sexual lawyer guy.
Yeah, weird sexual. Yeah.
So I don't know. I was just like, and then lately I've been catching a lot of the Aaron thing through Who Are These Podcasts and what have you. So I'm just like, oh, he seems like a piece of shit. I don't know. He's never been a piece of shit to me personally, but I would assume other people would see him as a piece of shit.
Yeah, they do. They do.
Yes, and I concur.
But they can't stop, being interested in him.
Yes.
Especially in clips, like just like with Stuttering John. And just like with Stuttering John, he's bulletproof to like anything that might give him any self-awareness at all. You know what I mean? Or any sort of comment that might sort of, I don't know, nothing wakes him up. Nothing makes him not say it's another win for the toe. He just thinks everything's a win. And it's fascinating, I guess.
It is. It is. We just love watching people trip over their own dicks over and over and over again. I don't know why. Look, we've all been in the barrel in our lives. The trick is to crawl out of it and get back on your way. The whole thing we were talking about earlier, when I got arrested in 2015 or whatever it was. That was a time where a lot of people could say a lot of funny or bad or nasty or whatever shit about me. I was out there shitting on everyone else, and I'm part of the media, and then something happens to me, and hey, look at this fucking guy. So I get it, but you get up and you dust yourself off and you try to find another asshole in a barrel that you can start pointing at and calling a piece of shit.
You're like, 25 years on the radio. Do they call me Anthony the Broadcaster? Call me Anthony.
Anthony do they call me pissy-eyed Anthony? No, they call me girl biter.
To be fair, Anthony, in light of your arrest, the only thing I did was do a Photoshop of little Beavis visiting you in jail. That's all.
Oh, yes. I do remember that one. You had some great Beav. The late so Abonanima Beavis. Yeah.
R.I.P. Yeah, it's something though, and it's. I think that Aaron is, if there is to be a new Stuttering John, he's it. Because he's
geared up.
He's got the quality.
Yeah. He's definitely gearing up to be that. To take the place. It's amazing. Like and Zumock's another one though that's just astounding to me. To be so far down on the interest level of anybody I'm not saying he's good or bad. I'm not even saying that. I'm just saying no one knows who the Chad Zumock is. And, Florentine throws him a bone every so often. I guess, first of all, as a comic, you don't want someone up there that's so much better than you. You don't want a person. You would like a person that's not going to drive the crowd away.
Right.
But you definitely don't want them killing.
No.
And they could work cheap. And they're willing to, go wherever you are because they, want to be on your coattails. Yeah. And that's kind of, I guess, what Florentine's doing with Zumock. But Zumach acts like he's world renowned. It's amazing to me.
It really is never ending. And just he loves to work. He loves to go out and do. We did this sold out show. How many tickets did you sell?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's insane. I went over his show that he did in Atlantic City. I on the stream. I just watched or listened to the whole thing. It was a video, but it was mostly just listening. And I was like,
yeah,
this is open mic shit.
Yeah.
He's been doing comedy for I don't know how long. And I was really just kind of correcting the jokes, making suggestions, drop this, mostly drop everything, start all over again. Write it from your perspective now. But he's a clear criminal. I mean,
yeah, he's a piece of shit. Another one that's just a piece of shit and has not been able to crawl out of the barrel and point at another piece of shit.
Yeah,
he just keeps trying to point, and the fingers go right back at him.
And he loves to point. Oh my God, does he love to? He lives for this shit maybe more than anybody. He's a great character in the whole scenario.
Oh yeah.
I don't have any.
The sad thing is he still can't beat out Steel Toe for second place after starting.
No, he's
in Devil.
He's not as interesting. He does. No. He's a low level. I'll steal your credit card out of the gym locker at a gym. What a just scumbag move that is. But if you have your wife divorces you and goes in cocaine and some destroyed, ruined lawyer allegedly. That's interesting. That's interesting. I want to hear more about that.
Yeah, and seemingly with his full cooperation, April, meet this guy who's going to cuck me.
Oh God!
And then when she wouldn't go with him, it sounds like because she's all wrapped up in coke and strange dick at that point because you know how it is when you're married. You're like. You know who really rings your bell sexually, who really makes your motor run is anybody but your spouse. Men not being my husband really turns me on.
Right. And add a little cocaine and woo, you super. That's like a double, triple time score on a Scrabble or something. Yeah. It's well, the letter's worth this, but you add cocaine, it's triple score now.
And now it's all in court. Why? I'll tell you. It's simple because Aaron snitched on everybody, told all of their dirty laundry. Yeah. One guy, we only have his perspective. That's it. And the rest of them haven't said anything, obviously. But God, I mean, to seize control of the narrative, he wanted that so bad that he just I'm just going to spill everything. And I think he was kind of afraid that, if he didn't get it out first, that,
Yeah, sometimes, getting ahead of it works. Other times it's just all you're doing is self-confessing. It's really bad.
Yeah.
It's not like something you could go, oh, yeah, I did that, but let me explain or say, are you getting ahead of it? But that's just oh, yeah, I was cucked by this disgraced lawyer and my wife ran off cokehead and, this guy and his wife and
she won't come home and
you're oh, that's not really getting ahead of it. That's just you saying the awful thing that happened.
Yeah, you stood unaccused and now
right.